everybody. George Maori, head coach, Athletic Revolution Matthews, and Dynamic Sports Performance. In today's video tip of the week, I'm going to be discussing the plank. Now, there are many variations of the plank. I'm not going to go into depth with the different variations. I will show some, but the main thing that I want to discuss today and demonstrate is kind of ways of cleaning up the plank. I see a lot of young athletes come into my gym, and when we do planks, there's a misunderstanding on actually what the plank is supposed to cover. The plank is a great systemic strength drill. It basically really works on stability from your toes all the way up to your head. Unfortunately, a lot of planks that are being done now, everybody thinks it's just about here. Everybody thinks the core. Well, like I said, there's a lot more to the plank than just the midsection. So what I'm going to do is kind of go over some of the mistakes that are commonly seen with the plank, and then ways that you can do or things to focus on while you're working on it. So for any of those young athletes or athletes out there that are training and see this video, this would be a good training video clip for you guys. For coaches and parents who work with their kids, this would be excellent to get some of these pointers. First thing I want to talk about is the head position. Lots of times whenever we do an exercise where we're prone or face down, we're always in the position where we think our head should be straight up. Well, what I like to tell people is think of your head, what it is when you're standing, which is neutral. Right now, my head is in a neutral position, okay? This is a flex position, this is an extension position. When you watch people that do planks, lots of times, and this is the same thing that goes with push-ups too, lots of times you'll see their head like that. Or when they do a push-up, they'll be like that. Well, if you think about what I just said, see how your head is? It's in an extension position. That's not what we want. We want neutral. So when you get down into a plank, you want your head to be neutral, which is the same as this. I like to tell my few cues that I like to tell my athletes is tuck your chin in, pretend that the floor stinks. You want to get your face away from the floor because it stinks. That helps. It usually gets them in a nice position. Another common mistake that I see with planks is the position of the hands. Most people, when they do a plank, put their fists together like this. Okay? When we're doing a plank on the ground, because planks on a stability ball, I like to do a gable hold a lot. But when we're doing it on the ground, we want to make sure that our fists are separated, or as I like to put it, in line with the elbow. The reasoning for this is, like I said before, the plank is a lot more than just core. We generally are internally tight. So anytime I can get my young athletes or my clients to go into a neutral position or open them up, I take advantage of it. So by doing a plank like this, you're re-emphasizing the internal rotation that we are in generally. Especially if you're working with athletes that do a lot of overhand motion. You definitely want to separate the hands so that the fists are in line with the elbow. This will help. Will it fix the problem? No, but it will help it, okay? Another common mistake is with the scapula again. Everybody caves in. Lots of times I see planks and people are like this. Well, you want to make sure that when you're in a plank position, not only are you engaging your midsection and your core, but you're also stabilizing the scapula, which means that you don't want the shoulder blades to come together. You don't want to cave in. You want to try to push into the floor. I tell my athletes, drive into the floor and try to level off your shoulders, which will make a nice flat upper back. And then the last thing that I see common mistakes with the core, nothing going on with the glutes or the legs. So the knees may be bent, the glutes aren't flexed. You may see something like this. Once again, you want your legs straight, your glutes tight, your quads flexed, shoulders, scapula stable, head neutral. That is the most effective way to hold a core position or a plank position. I see lots of trainers working with kids, and they have their kids holding planks for minutes, 2 minutes. First of all, to hold a plank that way for a minute is extremely difficult, extremely difficult. If you happen to have an athlete that has enough core stability that can hold it that long, my advice to you is instead of it for a minute, maybe make it harder by taking one arm off the ground or a leg off the ground, or both arms and legs. These are ways of making the core more challenging without actually having them hold it for more than 30 seconds. In general, I like to have my athletes hold the core for hold a plank for maybe 30 seconds. And once again, if they can do that with no problem, then I will make it more difficult by taking away leverage points, moving an arm, moving a leg, having them get on some gliders where they're rocking, doing planks on stability balls. There's many, many ways of making a plank a lot more challenging. So for you guys out there, please keep in mind the head posture, the hands, and the whole body, especially the scapula, glutes, and legs. That'll be it for today. Look forward to making another video tip that'll be coming out in the next couple of weeks. Thank you.